Hey, what's up, man? How are you doing?
Good. How's it going?
It is going so well. My name's Jared Wilson. I make millions of dollars a year buying and selling houses, and I just recently partnered with my good friend Michael Bruce. So we're in for another treat where we're going over acquisitions. This is where all the deals are made. So yeah, let's just dive in, man. I've had great success, as we've talked about in the past, working the tax delinquent list. And so we're just going to go over the basics on how we do that. Okay. So Michael's chomping at the bit to get started. Let me just give a quick overview on how this works. So basically, if you don't pay your taxes in the state of Texas, then they're going to take you out, man. So they're going to foreclose on your house. It is a judicial foreclosure, which means it goes in front of a judge. And yeah, so they're just going to um, they'll file in the county. It's usually the school district that pursues the case, but the county can as well. And it takes anywhere from 4 months to 4 years. Who knows? It's totally dependent on the speed of the court, how many cases they have, as well as how aggressive the plaintiff is, meaning the attorney for the ISD. So yeah, so what we do is there's a couple of good times to hit up the defendant, the person that's getting sued. The first one is going to be as soon as they get served. So that data is hard to find. It is only available in the case file. So we're going to look we're going to look online and see if we can see that for our local county, which is Johnson County. That's just south of Fort Worth, Texas. And we'll just see, hey, can we find that? Then we'll skip trace, call that person. The next time to call is when when the file is actually going to foreclosure. So first, the county has to sue, get a judgment. Then they ask the judge, they say, hey, judge, we'd like to sell this house at the courthouse steps. And he says, no problem. And then it gets set for the next first Tuesday of the month. So, that's another time to work it. There's a lot more competition then. And of course, the last opportunity to work the tax sale list is on that first Tuesday of the month and literally be one of the 20, 30 people that come and bid on property. Okay. So we'll talk about each of these as we go. So first step, let's dive in and let's go look at the tax delinquent list. Okay, so let me share my screen. Here it is. All I did was basically Google Johnson County tax delinquent list. They're not always this easy to find, but sometimes they are. So let's click on that. And let's see. I'm sharing my screen. Can you see it, Michael?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, awesome. Okay. So let's make sure that we can see everything. All right, so here's what it looks like. What we're going to do is we're going to go look in here and pretend this is the stage right before it goes to the tax sale, right? So stage number 2. We already long since missed stage number 1 when she got sued, which would have been, we'll look in the case file, but it was probably a year or so ago. So this is going to go in 2 weeks. So we want to skip trace and call Martha Laura Medina. She may be dead. That's the thing. Well, we're going to try and see if we can find anything about her. So it says it's 12 acres. So first step, let's go look at the Johnson County Appraisal District. Okay. That will tell us a little bit more information about this particular file. So sometimes you can type in the appraisal district number. Sometimes it's easier just to type in her name. I'm going to try her name. Okay, so we found something. And it says, let's see here. We're looking for where it says 12 acres. Look, here it is, 11 plus 1. So there it is. It's 12 acres. The other thing I could have done is just matched. Does the appraisal district number match? It's ending in 0150, which is right here. Nice. Okay. So this is a pretty good chunk of land. It has what they're saying is a improvement home site value, $16,570. Okay, that's a shed, right? And they're saying that the land is worth 300 grand. So this is a pretty good chunk. Looks like it's, I mean, if we really wanted to drill down, we can look on the map, we can look at Google Maps and see these are probably home sites. And this is just like chunk of land in between. The problem is it may not have any access because I'm not seeing any roads. So, you know, if there's no access, then that becomes a problem. Oh, didn't pull up from Google. So you have to kind of intuit what the address is, which is in this county. Every county is different, but here's where they say the address is, but they don't put the city. So you have to typically figure that out by looking at the county, or I'm sorry, the ISD. So this is the Godly ISD. So I bet this address will be a Godly address. That's typically what I do. So Godly, Texas. Let's see what the aerial shows. Okay, so let's pop in some layers here, and didn't zoom in very much. So, okay, well, Google's not looking good. So let's do the interactive map. I'm just doing some initial, just investigation, just trying to see like, hey, is this something that I want to deal with? All right, so here we are. Okay, so interesting. I'm not seeing a road. So that may be why this is going to the tax sale list. She lost access or never had access. Let's see if we can get any more layers that will help us. Okay, here's Eagle View. Oh, interesting. Look at this. There is a road and there's a lot of junk. Okay, so it's showing that there is access, so that's good. Does it mean that there's legal access? You know, we would have to look on the deed if we were able to work something out here with the seller. You know, do we own this little sliver, right? Okay, so that's the big thing. Next step, we would skip trace and call this lady. So Michael, you'll want to sign up for our, you know, our best ones we've used is Clear. I think you were also saying been verified. We need to sign up for that too. So you would type Martha Laura Medina, and then you would use both of these addresses. You would use the address of the property, which is 5730 County Road 1012 Godley, Texas, and you would use her mailing address. You skip trace with both of those addresses and hope that you can pop a number. Okay, here's the other thing. We can type this address in and see what is this address. Let's go see. Is it a house? What is the deal? I don't remember it freezing on me. All right, let's see, Joshua. So I've found when you have these little FMs, sometimes it can be tough to get the CAD to work. So let's ditch the west. What we're trying to do, if we can find this address, here we go. So Laura, Jesus and Laura. So what is the name of our person? Martha Laura Medina. Okay, Martha Laura Medina. And over here, she's listed as, okay, here's another thing. Here's another house. Laura Medina with Jesus. Perhaps that's her husband and they share a last name. So we would skip trace and call Laura and Jesus. It says homestead exemption. It's probably where they live. Okay. We would also write a letter, just a handwritten letter. Hey, this is Mike. I'm interested in buying your property over on, what is the place? Over on County Road, whatever that was. County Road something, 1012. Yeah, County Road 1012. Please let me know if you're interested in selling. And we would send that priority mail any way that we can get a hold of this person. So we mail every address, we call every phone number. We're going to skip trace Jesus Medina. That's probably going to get a lot of results, but Jesus Medina at 4136 West FM 917. Hopefully that just gets us the right phone number. Okay, so we're just calling, trying to work something out. If it's and this one's pretty hot because how much is owed? Oh, this list doesn't show what's owed. That's weird. They redacted that. It used to show what was owed. Let's see if the account, I don't think it does. That's the thing. Why do I have these tabs open? Okay. I don't think they show how much are outstanding.
I think you can look that in the county clerk, district clerk's office.
Okay. Well, then here's what you're looking for. You're looking for a big difference, like big spreads. Like if this thing would, this is their house, right? But let's pretend this was on the tax delinquent list. You know, it's appraised for 276. So if they owe 150,000 in back taxes, that's probably not something that we're interested in doing. You know, we're looking for something where the taxes, you know, there's a big spread between what's the taxes that are owed and the value of the property itself. And we're just going off the tax delinquent amount or the tax assessed value. That's a general idea. Another way that we can try to get a hold of Laura Medina is we can check the county clerk and we can look for any other addresses. So the way you would do that is the county clerk index is always last name, first name. So let's put in Medina. And then she might have taken title as Martha. So I'm going to do Martha Laura. Because that's how they sued her. So here we go. Oh, look at this. I think she paid the taxes. Here's the constable's levy. This is what they get that gives them the authority to sell the property. So constable's levy, boom, right there. Judgment amount 18,300. And then right here, release of levy 419. So somehow she got it paid. So either she borrowed the money or she sold the property, which there's no deed yet. So let's see what's going on. Is this the deed for her property? Let's see, all that certain lot, tractor, parcel land out of the McKinney, blah, blah, blah. Let's go to the legal description, probably in Exhibit A, 12 acres. So here's the deed, okay? So what you're looking for is you're looking for the after recording return to address. It's 4136 FM 917. That's same this address, so we didn't add any new address there. Prepared in the law office of Randy L. Crispin. If she was still outstanding, I would call Randy L. Crispin and say, Randy, I am trying to get a hold of Martha. And, you know, see if they'll give me a phone number or they'll pass along a message. You don't know. What else? Here's an affidavit to the public. This is interesting. What is this? Affidavit to the public. Certification. What is she doing? Oh, she got a sewer application. And she listed, it's just a sewer application. She's planning on building out there. It's for aerobic system. So she might not be interested in selling. We'll see. She certainly got very far behind in taxes. So yeah, find out what the deal is. Is she open to selling? It may be that they're planning on building and moving to these 12 acres, in which case might be willing to sell this house. This is it's a double wide. See, you can tell right here in the legal that it's a double wide with 1 acre because these label numbers right here. Anytime you see serial number and it's got this A/B, that means it's a double wide. It also has label numbers and it has /50. It's showing both label numbers. So a single wide only has 1 label number or 1 serial number. A double wide has 2. So they got a double wide. We're gonna call her. Skip trace call, and then we'll see if there's anything here. But I'm thinking that her plan, they're trying to move and build out here on these 12 acres. It's probably what I'm thinking. When I saw that septic application, that's what I'm thinking. But who knows? You don't know what's going on. Oh, it literally says mobile home right here too. Look, it's a 32 by 40, 1280 square feet. It's not huge. So who knows? Maybe we can buy this from them, get them over to their next step. So that's one. So you're just going to go one by one, work this deal. All right, so here's another one. Lots 13, 14, and 15. Original town of Cleburne. Okay. 404 Forest Avenue. So 404 Forest Avenue, Cleburne, Texas. Let's just look on Google Maps. 404. What is this? Forest Avenue, Cleburne, Texas. Forest Avenue, Cleburne, Texas. Let's just go see what we got. Oh, we got a house. Okay, we got something. This is interesting because it's an entity name. So Kiki Homes LLC and Trident Realty Investments didn't pay their taxes. Well, let's just go see. Let's just go check because entities are a little bit harder to find. Apparently I closed the window, Johnson County Clerk. They're a little bit harder to find addresses. So the deed where they bought it would probably be a good one. Oh, they pay their taxes too. Look at this, 419, 411, and then 419, they paid them. And they did it with, let's see, they got a judgment. Now this is interesting. A small judgment. Kiki Homes for $3,500. Okay, that's it. That's all it is. The state of Texas, McCoy Corporation versus Kiki Homes LLC, Arthur Wright. So Arthur Wright is probably a principal of Kiki Homes. So LLCs are a little bit harder to find. You got to get to a person. Okay. So one, we just saw in county records, Arthur Wright. So we would skip trace Arthur Wright. And there's not an address, but we have this address. So, you know, can we find his phone number? Arthur Wright at 404 Forest Avenue. Okay, that's one option. Okay, let's go look for another address. You're just soaking up data. That's all you're doing. Okay, here's a deed of trust. And it is payable. Grantor is Kiki Homes for $400,000. Man. Let's see. What is this? What is the legal? Is it this house? Legal description. Okay, well, they shoved the legal in the body. Here it is, being lots 13, 14, 15. Bellevue Place, City of Cleburne. Okay, so this thing's up to their eyeballs in debt. They borrowed 400 grand, you know, 397.5. And here's the grantor's mailing address. Boom, it's right on the first page. 811 West Chambers Street. So did you catch that, Michael? We just pulled in two addresses for you to skip trace and call whatever that guy's name was, the principal involved in Kiki Homes LLC. Okay, next step. Here's another thing you can do. Anytime you're trying to find the owner of an entity, at least in Texas, I'm sure many other states have this as well. What you're going to do is you're going to type, it's like comptroller, there it is, comptroller Texas entity search. Taxable entity search, entity name. What was it, Kiki? Okay. Oh, a lot of Kikis. All right, we need the second word. It's Kiki. What is it? Kiki Homes? Kiki Homes. Kiki Homes. Search. Boom. Let's go see. All right. So registered agent name. Now this is interesting. Their entity status is not valid. So, man, you can mess around with people when their entities are turned off.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So they lose their asset protection. They lose their right to transact business in Texas. They lose their right to defend themselves in court. We could actually file a registration for Kiki Homes LLC and take their name. which is interesting. I mean, bad things happen. All you have to do is file your franchise tax report once a year, but there's many things to do as a business owner. So I myself have certainly learned the hard way, like having my entities turned off. You got to get them turned back on. So here we go. Here's a mailing address. I think this matches the address on the deed of trust. Where is that? 811 West Chambers Street, Cleburne, Texas. Oh, Unit A. So this is getting us a little bit better address. Probably where this guy's at. And that's all. That's the only address we got. Sometimes when you do public information report, you'll get more data. So that's interesting. Registered agent name is a dead end. This is just some, oftentimes you can get a person's name off of this, but this is just somebody that receives service. So it's not very worthwhile. So there you go. There's a bunch of different ways. And of course you can always Google as well. Kiki Homes LLC, does anything pop up? Kiki Homes LLC. Oh, Arthur Wright, Chief Executive Officer of Kiki Homes LLC. You can message this guy on LinkedIn. Hey, I'm interested in chatting with you. I don't know if you're interested in selling that house down in Cleveland. Hit me up, message it, things like that. Then you just would check on these things. It got paid, but he has distress. The fact that he got sued, got a judgment, went this far, the guy has got distress. Something's going on. So maybe he wants to sell this, maybe he wants to sell something else. Trident Realty Investments LLC. Oh, that's the lender. Sorry. But I thought there was one other name on that account. Was there not? Oh, right here. Trident Realty Investments LLC. They sued. Oh, they sued the lender as well. That's interesting. So they sued the owner and they sued the guy on the deed of trust. I bet that's who paid the taxes, is Trident Realty Investments LLC. Okay, now here's something interesting. Estate of Dorothy Jean Simpson and Vicky Darnell Sims. All right. So here's how these things work. The county doesn't actually really, as far as I know, they don't have a process for determining when somebody dies. So what really happens is maybe one of the heirs of Dorothy Jean Simpson called in and said, "Hey, my mom died. How do I get the account in my name?" And they're like, "Well, you need to consult an attorney. You're going to need to, get your property probated and transferred into your name, blah, 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 blah." Well, then the tax office takes notes and says, "Oh, this person's dead." And they change it to say estate of. So there you go. So these are really good things to search. Okay, this is our target. Our target are usually these estate ofs, because it telegraphs, it says, hey, there's heirs that don't care about this property. Either they don't know or they don't care enough to even pay the taxes. So if we can get a hold of the heirs, we might be able to stitch together a deal.
Hey, Jared, I've seen informal estate of as well.
All the same thing.
All the same thing.
It's all just indicating that the appraisal district thinks that the owner is dead. Okay, so we don't know if this is worth chasing. So 0.3 acres. So we got to go figure this out. We got to go find. So let's type in Dorothy Jean. So we're going to do two things. We're going to go over how do we investigate, like if this particular account is worth chasing. And then the second thing, how do we go try to find heirs? That's the steps. So here we go. Johnson CAD, let's start there. And let's do a property search. Dorothy Jean Simpson. Nothing. What? Did I do that correct? Let's see. Dorothy Jean Simpson. Didn't pull anything. Okay. I don't think it's last name first, but let's try Simpson Dorothy. Well, sure enough. All right, so let's confirm. Is this the right? It's ending in 0070. Oh, yeah, 0070 right here. Estate of Dorothy Jean Simpson. Okay. So what do we do? Let's go look at this. So Johnson CAD. It's just land. Land home site value 65,000. Just land. There's no improvements. Okay, let's view it on the map. "805 Lakewood Drive." I'm glad it has an actual address. Sometimes you work in these land deals and it doesn't have that. Okay, it's surrounded by houses. It looks like it's buildable. Are these double wides? Let's go see. They're double wides. Super interested. Okay, let's see. This is a residence built in 1980. Well, let's go see here. What about this? Is this a house or is this a double wide? So land is more valuable if double wides are allowed, surprisingly. It's just affordable housing. So here's another single family house. Well, this one's pretty, this one was built in 1985. So this neighborhood, it looks like it was developed in the 80s. And it's saying these are $300,000 houses. So maybe,
Wow.
maybe there's something here. I guess these are just decent houses. They're not double wides, they're decent houses. So perhaps there's something here. Next step, we need to find out about how much the taxes are. So we could call them, right? Or we could go look at that levy real quick. That might tell us a little bit of information. So here it is. 805 Lakewood, Simpson, Dorothy. So let's go into the county clerk. So many tabs open. Let's see, is this it? No, county clerk. Here we go. County clerk, back to results. Edit search criteria. And here we go. Simpson, Dorothy. Let's see what we get. Oh Lord, got a lot of stuff. All right, well, here's the latest thing. Here's the levy. So let's see how much taxes are owed. Okay. Being all that certain. Oh, this is interesting. This is a different property. Tract 00320. And it's got a mobile home. It's got a single wide on there. Issued out of the 18th District Court, the 8th day of April. Oh, we missed it. This lady died and her stuff getting sold off one by one. So we missed this one. This is already sold. Oh, no. And we'll proceed to sell on the 7th day of May, 2024. This must be on the list.
I think it is, isn't it?
Well, isn't it?
There's a second list for May 7th.
Oh, nice. Okay. Well, she's on here. So this has got something. This one's hot. This one's got property. So, and she's deceased. So we got to get a hold of her heirs real fast. So this one's worth chasing for sure. All right. So now you got to try to find the heirs of Dorothy Jean Simpson. So the first thing you do is you type obituary. Dorothy Jean Simpson, Cleburne, Texas. Oh, sweet.
Wow.
You actually popped one. It's awful when you can't find one. Okay. Let's see. What is the deal here? She was born in Keller. Okay. And she was a graduate. Okay. Jean worked for. After retirement, she worked at the Alvarado Nursing Home. So you call the Alvarado Nursing Home. She was free period. Okay. She was preceded in death by her parents. Okay. That doesn't help us. Survivors. Boom. Don't even have to call them. You got them right here. Vicky Sims of Alvarado. So we're calling every Vicky Sims in Alvarado we can find. Brother Gilbert Hunter. We don't know where he's at. So we're going to chase Gilbert Hunter's in the Johnson County area. Sister Margaret Hardin. loving family, all of these people, we want to call every single one, and a host of nieces and nephews who she loved. So you'll skip trace and call all these people, and it'll just be something like this. And this one sometimes is tough because they get real pissed. They're like, I can't believe you're calling me, So you just got to be prepared. Sometimes they're open to it, sometimes they're not, and you just say, you need to say, hey, I've got this file on my desk. I'm sorry, I don't even know if I have the right person. Did you know a Dorothy Simpson from Alvarado? I've got this file on my desk for 805 Lakewood. Oh yeah, that was my aunt. What's this about? Oh, I don't even know if you can help me. I'm just trying to get some paperwork squared away here. I understand that there's some taxes that are owed and this property is about to be auctioned. Do you know anything about that? See, I'm just asking open-ended questions. I'm saying who I am. Well, actually, did I even say who I am? When they care, they'll ask you. Now, who are you? Oh, well, this is Michael. I'm with my owner finance homes, and I'm just trying to get this thing squared away here. I've got this file on my desk, and I don't know if you can help me. Very nonchalant, something like that. Okay, it's very just inquisitive. Is there any way you can help? You're not going to bam, 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 bam. I'm here to buy your house. Okay, so that's the setup. So I think first of all, we went through several different options here. I've thrown a lot at you, but this one's a hot one, man. This one, there's something here. If you can get a hold of these heirs, we could probably stitch something together. We never even found out how much it's going for. But any questions so far?
Man, I'm just ready to actually start doing this.
Well, this is your moment. You can fly.
Let's do it.
You got this, man. So start with Johnson County, and for real, start with this one. This one's a hot one. Oh, and same thing, Vicky Darnell Sims. How does she come in? Is she dead? Vicky Darnell.
Well, you said that it looked like there was multiple properties for that one.
There could be. I mean, if you want to really keep going, let's just look at it. So the levy is lot 32, block 1, trails in GO 00320. Is that what we were looking at? 00. Yeah, it's different. 00320. Here's 00070. So this lady, she's got a couple stuff. She's got a little bit going on here. Let's go back to results. Let me sort by recorded date. Not the 20s. We need 2024. Okay. So here's a levy from Johnson County. Here's some old levies. And then releases. So this lady's in and out of tax court. This is weird. I haven't seen this. Levy release. But this one's not released. So this one's hot. So she got released on what? Released on 0070. But that was back in 2021. So somebody cared to pay these taxes in 2021. When did this lady die? She passed away. Oh, she's been dead a long time. Wow. I didn't even pick up on that. So somebody paid these taxes in 2021 and then got tired and is not paying it now. So there's something up with this estate. Somebody has given up. So yeah, you probably want to find out how much the taxes are. They're not showing it right here, but oh, forgive me. Yeah, no, they got these released in 2021 and now they appeared back on the list. It's 0070. And what's interesting is this one's on the list. Where's search results? This one's on the list too, this levy right here, 2024. So anyway, if you want to find out, when she got title, we would have to look for a warranty deed. There's a bunch of them. I'd have to dig through to find the exact one. Is it this one? I don't know. We just have to match. That would matter if you get anyone that's willing to do something. Lot 7, 8, and 9, Colonial Heights, City of Cleveland. I don't know, is that it? Lot 7, yeah. Craddock. I don't know. That doesn't matter. What matters now is getting a hold of the heirs.
Okay.
So you're going to start digging for their names and phone numbers. We had, where's that obituary? So we had
Donna Harris.
so the only one with an address, Vicky Sims of Alvarado. So I would
She was
type
on that.
Vicky Sims into the appraisal district and see if there's anyone that owns, if there's anyone that owns property in Alvarado. So Sims, Vicky. Well, Vicky Sims of Alvarado. She didn't pop. So you'll start skip tracing Vicky Sims, Alvarado, Texas. You'll just start looking at every last little bit that you can find. Here's a Vicky Sims. We don't know if it's the right one. Here's Vicky D. Sims, age 61. That seems about right. 803 Lakewood Drive. She actually lives close by the property. This is probably her. Right here.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Probably right age too.
So I just want you to start hitting these up, man. And what I would suggest you do is you compile all of this, each one of these into like a spreadsheet. Or you could do Google Doc, whatever works best for you. But you need to have like a full sheet for every deal that you're chasing where you're just compiling this info. Here, I'm gonna stop sharing. What other questions do you have on this process?
Yeah, so you're gonna send me that so I can rewatch that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna learn the fastest just by getting on it and doing it. So
Yeah.
having that's gonna be super helpful because I know I'm gonna get into it and I'm gonna have a bunch of questions that I can't think of now. Like, you know,
We'll just write them down and we'll go over them one by one.
And I'm probably not gonna get on the phone with anybody in like
No,
without you, or just go ahead and do it.
Call, man.
Okay.
Yeah, just watch my section where I kind of floated out the frame and write that down into a script and practice that a couple times, maybe even 10 or 12 times until you feel confident, and then just take action.
Okay. So let's say I get a hold of Vicky Sims and I'm gonna do the whole thing like, hey, I got this file on my desk. I don't even know if I'm talking to the right person, blah, 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 shoot the breeze. And then it's for this property over here. And I'm just trying to get, find out what does she know about the property, try to see if I can find out how many taxes are owed on it or what the situation is, who the other heirs are, how to get a hold of them. So like if I were to write down like a list of things right now, those are some of the things that I know. Like what are the things that I'm looking for? So
you're just trying to find out. Let's say you got a hold of Vicky and she's like, yeah, that was my mother. I was like, I'm so sorry for your loss. That's the first thing. Be
okay.
a human, be a person.
Okay.
Connect. So you would say, Vicky, I'm just trying to get this thing figured out. So I don't know. Do you know anything about the delinquent taxes? Oh yeah, I understand there's delinquent taxes. And remember, you should have already called and so you know the number. And you could say, yeah, it looks like they're gonna sell this on the property, on the courthouse steps. It's for about $22,000 in back taxes. Are you familiar with any of that? Oh yeah, I guess that's about right. Say, okay. Well, what we do is we like to make sure that the heirs of the property get something out of the property. Okay, that's part of our mission is to help heirs get what's coming to them from their estate. So I don't know. We could probably help out with the situation, keep the property from going to the tax foreclosure and put something in you guys' pocket. Is that something you'd even be interested in talking about? And just wait, just listen. And Well, if she says yes, then you say, okay, well, tell me about tell me a little bit about the house and kind of what you have going on with it. Boom, you're into triage.
Okay.
We just opened her up and now we got into triage.
Okay.
Hear about her situation. We want to hear what she knows. Anytime you hear about the family tree, you want to be writing heirs. You got to map out who all are the heirs, because we're going to need
Okay.
all of them. We're going to need to talk to them, right?
Okay.
And then you're going to, you're going to ask, okay, well, what, this is going to foreclosure in like, a week or
Few
so.
weeks. Yeah.
I think we can save it, but we'd have to move fast, like really fast. Typically in
Okay.
situations like this, we get you a little something for your time. Maybe $200 or $300. We send somebody right to your door, a mobile notary. They'll take care of everything. You won't have to handle have to get out of your car. You won't have to handle anything. Is that even worth talking about? Everything is down sell, reverse sell. That's what you're doing. Is that even worth talking about? That was a pullback, right?
Yeah.
Versus the opposite of a down sell, right? Is where you're like, boom, you're like, the opposite would be something like this. Like, I can get you $300, but only if you sign today. Okay. So
Right.
I'm available tomorrow at 3, or I could do Tuesday at 5. What would work for you, ma'am? You see how that was like in your face?
Yeah.
I'm always the opposite. I'm like, I got plenty of deals. If you want to do this, we'll talk. If you don't want to do this, no problem. It's up to you. Let's figure it out together. That's how I do it.
So I got to rewatch it because I didn't really understand it, but he was talking about if somebody doesn't want, if they're like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to mess with it. He can, what is he? You just call the other heirs and see if you can buy a portion of their share and then file a suit.
Well, yeah, of course. So
I mean, I will get to that, obviously.
yeah, we'll get to all that. That's like, advanced deal making with these screwy little deals.
Okay.
Right now, you're just trying to get it. You're just trying to get somebody to say yes.
Okay. So if
So
I
you
don't
can
have a
just get
good,
somebody to say yes, we'll get a contract going with them, and then we'll just start pulling. It's like a string. We'll just start pulling on that deal and see if we can get it to unravel. See if we can figure it out.
and then for this initial phone call, I probably shouldn't mention anything about the other heirs, like doing anything with them because I don't want to tip them off. Are you sure?
No. They need to know. They need to know. Hey, we need to get everything figured out with the other heirs. So,
well, I guess what I'm saying is I don't want to mention anything about like, if they're like, yeah, I'm not interested. I don't want to do that. I will say, well, hey, I completely understand, but I have to get in contact with all the heirs just to, figure this out.
So what I would say is if they tell you I'm not interested, then you would say, I completely understand. That's totally up to you. No problem. I'm just trying to get this file off my desk. So I may check in and you may rattle off, one of their siblings' names. I may check in with Tom, and just, go from there. No offense. I'm sorry. I don't want to offend you or pressure you or anything. It's just, I got this file on my desk and I'm just trying to get it squared away. That's it. That's all it is. So they understand, like, you're just trying to do your job, you're just doing your job.
Okay. Cool. Okay.
So, okay. Well, I will talk to you later, man.
Yeah.
We'll keep working it. Let me know how it goes.
Are you putting this in Dropbox?
Well, yeah, and I'm gonna upload it too.
Sweet. Okay.
Talk to you later,
What's your
man.
YouTube channel, by the way?
It's more Jared Wilson. So there we go.
Would you say it was Lord Jared Wilson?
Yep.
Got it. Cool.
Catch you later, man.
Later.